government systems are often very subject to prejudice and oppression. And I think this is important to know because in the current day society, there's a lot of these reoccurring subjects that happened during 1942. It's happening during 2013. I think that in order to plan for the future, you have to know a little bit about the past.
We, the MPX 10 class, are studying the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. Jean Naito, a former internee, visited our class to give us a first-hand account of the internment. This helped us make our studies become real.
I was born in 1922, and I had graduated high school when the attack on Pearl Harbor happened. In March of 1942, President Roosevelt issued Executive Order number 9066, and thereafter followed the order for evacuation of anyone who was thought to be potentially dangerous. May of 1942, we were ordered to Poston, Arizona. The folks in our area congregated in Oceanside and traveled to Parker, Arizona by train. Then bused 20 miles into the desert. We could take only what we could carry that we can handle. And my precious possession was my 4 high school yearbook. The relocation centers were established, and parents and elderlies were hurt the most. Loss of land, investment, and home. They endured the loss.
After gaining some perspective on the human aspects of the camp, we wanted to explore the legal side of the internment.
I contacted Ellen Carson. She's an attorney, and she worked on the Fred Korematsu case, and she talked all about her work on the case and about how it is unconstitutional for the government to have done what it did. It was just really awesome for them to hear firsthand about the legalities behind the case and about the constitutional rights of citizens.
We were so intrigued by Jean Naito and Ellen Carson's words that we wanted to explore the internment experience even further. Through the JCCH, we went on a field trip to Honouliuli to learn about the internment camp here in Hawaii.
Today we're going to ask you to use your imaginations. This is the site of the Honouliuli Internment Camp. It didn't look like this 70 years ago. At the stations, the facilitators are going to try and have you do some inquiry. In other words, they're not going to tell you where you are. They're going to guide you to help you figure it out.
These are pretty much the only 2 standing buildings left in the camp. I want you to just make some observations. What do you see?
I can somewhat see the, there's no flooring, there's just dirt.
It looks like a single plain wall.
Not very close.
There's actually some words describing what this is, or what we think it might be.
Is it like an abandoned chicken farm?
It's the abandoned chicken farm.
Yes.
Well, so there's barbed wire. Do you think that was for the chickens?
No. Yeah, it looks like the gap's too large for chickens.
It was for the people, yeah. So if you're an archaeologist, you know, they're not entirely sure. We know that it was used as a chicken coop at some point, but it also could have been used for the internees before that, right?
In an interview many years ago, after returning to life away from Honouliuli, the former internee Yoshitami Jack Tasaka shared these thoughts. Honouliuli Camp has been the monument of my mind, which is filled with memories of joy and sorrow, pain and comfort, for which I want to forget, but am able to forget. Only very few people know about the existence of the camp, Honouliuli. While those who lost their family members in the attack of Pearl Harbor have been shouting, "Remember Pearl Harbor," I would like to shout, remember Honouliuli. So at Jack Tasaka's urging all of us to remember Honouliuli, we do that by a little ritual that has become a tradition here at the site. So if you would please join us in tossing symbols of remembrance into the historic gulch. So as we toss the petals, remember the people. Their suffering, hidden tragedies of war, due to their unjust imprisonment. Also remember their own strength to endure.
The most shocking part to me was when we found out just how racist the society was and how unfair they were to the Japanese Americans.
The field trip experience was so meaningful for us that we wanted to pay it forward to another school. We raised money through lunchtime brownie sales to fund the field trip, so that they too could have the same historically rich experience. The culminating event for our curriculum unit was putting on a poetry slam with poems written by detainees. Each student studied performance poetry, memorized their poem, and recruited peers, family members, and school community members to attend. The lessons we learned in speech, literature, theater, history, and marketing were invaluable. Finally, it's the day of the poetry slam. The MPX students are excited to showcase all they have learned within the last few weeks.
Hello, my name is Alkai Hines. My poem is Barren Paradise by Raimo Cortado. I kind of feel this poem is about the hardships of the camp and the need for some of the people to break free. Barricaded barracks, bearing the pain bared. California bears roaring and banished into barren lands of anguish. Mountain ranges caress the sky, eyeing down the burned history. Whispers echo through the span together. Could not let go of the homesick thoughts of a metropolitan. Politics polished by prejudice, manifesting the destiny of the innocent, menacing a sacred heritage, tearing like perforated paper. Major minorities, minor majorities, waiting for the final hours in which to unleash the power. Some have found words of inspiration, like I, and I, who have only heard it, but do not see. Civil rights scratched like a firstborn kidnapped, left to rot by twisted plots, shots called and busted. In God we trusted, in God we trusted. Living my life by the ranging and rusting over percussion, forgotten discussions, rotting memories sent from heaven's furnace. Real facts. Freedom is a man-made concept. Take yours back.
Hi, my name is Shelby Say, and I'll be reciting a poem called Faith by Yukiya Ota, and I believe my poem is about an attorney having faith in their troops at war and hoping that they come back successful. My heart is proud. My soul is glorious and free. You, young Yusei, are fighting for our lives, country, future, and everything that we stand for. You are proving that we are loyal in Italy and wherever you go. You will come back victorious and free, and we will be waiting for you in this land of liberty.
Hello, my name is Matt Ho, and I will be performing an excerpt from Legends from Camp by Lawson and Nada. It's about the writer's journey through internment and where he is now. The situation obviously was rather confusing. It obviously confused simple people who had simply assumed they were friends, neighbors, colleagues, partners, patients, customers, students, teachers. Not so much aliens or non-aliens, but likewise simple, unassuming people who paid taxes as fellow citizens and populated pews and desks and fields and places of ordinary American society and commerce. Rumors of who landed. What's what? Who's next? And then, just like that, it happened. And then, just like that, it was over. Sun, moon, stars, they came and went. And then things happened. And as they ended, they kept happening. And as they happened, they ended and began again, happening until the event, the experience, the history, slowly began to fade into kind of fiction. A true story based on fact, but nevertheless with all the elements of fiction. And then, sun, moon, stars, we come. We come to where we are. Legend. Thank you.
I feel like it made me a stronger public speaker because it was a huge crowd and I had to perform literature, not only just read it, I had to perform it, so it really did push my boundaries.
The poetry assignment definitely helped me become more self-confident. It helped me be more comfortable speaking in front of people and practicing speaking, just speech in general.
Poetry is such a condensed form of expression, and because of that, you have to fit a lot of emotion into it. And I feel as if the poetry project was perfect to help us understand the situations that the people went through, because it really hit home on an emotional level.
We hope that the audience learned more about the internment from our poetry slam. We also hope that the school we sponsored for a field trip to Honouliuli next year learns as much as we did and continues to spread awareness of the social injustice behind Japanese internment.